Mayor, first of all, if you could just tell me your personal emotional reaction to everything that's happened today.
It's a shock. This is not Virginia Beach that everybody in Virginia Beach knows. This is a tragedy. Unfortunately, it happens, but, we just have to we have to have the resolve and the resiliency to work through this, going forward. And I really think that knowing the Virginia Beach community, people are going to come together. People are going to unify and try to help out, the families and the friends. This is a community tragedy. It affects the families, it affects the victims, but it also affects our whole community, our whole Commonwealth, and our whole nation when you think about it.
Mayor, your compassion is undeniable. You just being a human and feeling the sense that everybody feels right now. So that's commendable. But let me ask you this. At any point, is there any alarm that he was able to get in with this gun?
Well, let's not, as the police chief said, he worked there, and it was a firearm, it was a pistol. So, unfortunately, this happened, and, this white people do certain things that are ungodly, it's, you can't explain. But the point being, though, this was a person, it was a public building, and he was able to get in, and, the tragedy happened.
He knew the ropes because he worked there.
He knew the system.
What's your take on how law enforcement responded to all of this?
Magnificently. The one thing, we have a lot of pride in Virginia Beach that we have the safest city our size in this United States. Our police are well trained, and they constantly train for these type of scenarios. And, in spite of the tragedy, I honestly think that the swift action by our police department, along with the fire and our EMS, and it was just magnificent, and, just exemplified them as true professionals.
We've seen some of the leaders of other communities who've been affected by mass shootings, like Parkland, for instance, publicly take a position of advocating for changes to our gun laws. Do you expect to take any action like that? What do you think should happen next?
Well, I'll tell you what, we have to take a look at gun safety, and we have to take a look at, obviously taking means to go forward. Once again, this is a very acute, a new situation for us right now. We're going to get together as a council and figure out what proactive steps we're going to be able to take as a council and as a community going forward. But the tragedy of the situation is monumental. This is a blow to our community.
And the people inside the building, were lockdown procedures in place? What was going on inside?
From what I understand, they were. Unfortunately, we trained for these things. And then, even our city council chambers, we have armed police officers there with us nowadays. A lot of times when I go out on public events, SWAT team members with the flak jackets are, with me. It's kind of representative of society these days. Unfortunately, these happen. As you mentioned, a lot of shootings happen all over. But tell you what, when it happens in your own community, boy, it really hits home. It really, really does.
Anything else you want to say, Rad?
No, but I'll tell you what, Virginia Beach is going to come together on this, and, we're going to show the strength of Virginia Beach are the people of Virginia Beach. And I think, this is going to become evident over the next, time coming.